Leviticus 8, the Ordination of Priests. God spoke to Moses. He said, "Take Aaron and with him his sons, the garments, the anointing oil, the bull of the Absolution-Offering, the 2 rams, and the basket of unraised bread. Gather the whole entire congregation at the entrance of the tent of meeting." Moses did just as God commanded him, and the congregation gathered at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Moses addressed the congregation. "This is what God has commanded to be done." 6 through 9. Moses brought Aaron and his sons forth and washed them with water. He put the tunic on Aaron and tied it around him with a sash. Then he put a robe on him and placed the Ephod on him. He fastened the Ephod with a woven belt, making it snug. He put the breastpiece on him and put the Urim and Thummim in the pouch of the breastpiece. He placed the turban on his head with the gold plate fixed around the front of it, the holy crown, just as God had commanded Moses. 10 through 12. Then Moses took the anointing oil and anointed the dwelling and everything that was in it, consecrating them. He sprinkled some oil on the altar 7 times, anointing the altar and all its utensils, the wash basin and its stand, consecrating them. He poured some of the anointing oil on Aaron's head, anointing him and thus consecrating him. Moses brought Aaron's sons forward, put the tunic on them, belted them with sashes and crepes on them, just as God commanded Moses. 14 through 17. Moses brought the bull of the Absolution-Offering. Aaron and his sons placed their hands on its head. Moses slaughtered the bull and purified the altar by spreading some of the blood on each of the horns of the altar with his fingers. He poured out the rest of the blood at the base of the altar, consecrating so atonement could be made of it. Moses took all the fat of the entrails and the lobe of the liver and the 2 kidneys with their fat, and burned it all on the altar. The bull with its hide and meat and guts he burned outside the camp. God had commanded Moses. Moses presented the ram for the whole burnt offering. Aaron and his sons lay there hands on the head of the ram. Moses slaughtered it and splashed the blood against all sides of the altar. He cut the ram into pieces and then burned the head of the pieces and the fat. He wasted the entrails. He washed the entrails and the legs with water. And then burned the whole offering ram on the altar. It was a whole burnt offering, a pleasing fragrance, a gift to God, just as God had commanded Moses. 22 through 29. Moses then presented the second ram, the ram for the ordination offering. Aaron and his sons laid their hands on the ram's head. Moses slaughtered it and smeared some of the blood on the lobe of Aaron's right ear. On the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. Aaron's sons were brought forward, and Moses smeared some of the blood on the lobes of their ears. On the thumbs of the right hands, and on the big toes of the right feet. Moses threw the remaining blood against each side of the altar. He took the fat tail, and all the fat. That was on the entrails, the lobes of the liver, the 2 kidneys with the fat, and the right thigh from the basket of raisin bread, unraised bread. That was in the presence of God. He took 1 loaf of the unraised bread and made oil and water. He placed these on the fat portions, and the right hand he put all this in the hands of Aaron and his sons, who weighed them before God. as whole offering. Then Moses took it all back from their hands and burnt them on the altar on top of the whole burnt offering. These were the ordination offering, a pleasant fragrance to God, a gift from God. Then Moses took the breast and raised up as a wave or offering before God. It was Moses' portion of the ordination offering. Just as God has commanded Moses. Moses took some of the anointing oil and some of the blood from the altar and sprinkled on Aaron and his garments and his sons and their garments. Consecrate Aaron and his garments, and his sons and their garments. Moses spoke to Aaron and his sons, boil the meat at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and eat it there with the bread from the basket of the ordination, just as I commanded, saying, Aaron and his sons to eat it, burned up the leftovers from the meat and bread. Don't leave through the entrance of the tent of meeting for the 7 days that it will take to complete your ordination. Your ordination will last 7 days. God commanded what has to be done this day in order to make atonement for you. Stay at the entrance of the tent of meeting day and night for 7 days. Be sure to do what God requires, lest you die. This is what happens when I have been commanded. Aaron and his son did everything God had commanded by Moses. Thank you for listening to this chapter. I know it took a little bit long, but all in the same. Thank you for listening.